Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new crime thriller, Damaged. And this is from director Terry McDonough, and focuses on murders that are occurring in Scotland, and with women's heads being severed, their torsos disappearing, and their arms and legs being put in a crucifix formation. So it's setting up this occultist kind of religious murdering through serial killer. And you have Gianni Capaldi's Glenn Boyd, who is the detective who's investigating in Scotland. You have his supervisor, Kate Dickey. And they bring in a Chicago detective who investigated a very similar string of murders back in Chicago 5 years ago, Samuel L. Jackson. And he loops in his former partner, played by Vincent Cassel. And this becomes a web of lies and deceit. And this film has a lot of interesting setup. You have these elements that are put into place where it's like, hey, this could be a really creepy, unnerving kind of Fincher-esque crime thriller. And for the first half of this film, I think it has potential. You start to question this character McGregor, played by John Hannah, who seems to be very suspicious, and Hannah is such a great character actor. And, you know, Samuel L. Jackson and Vincent Cassel are both very charismatic and bring that to their performances. Laura Haddock plays Boyd's wife. They've had their issues in the past in terms of infidelity on her part and trying to figure things out. And you have all these elements. And then this film completely shifts. And it subverts expectations of what this film really is. Now, I do love when a film can subvert my expectations and surprise me, except this subversion wasn't surprising, nor did it elevate this film. It completely dismantled it and made this feel really cheap and silly and ridiculous. It becomes so outrageous and so unsatisfying for all the setup, and it just feels so perfunctory and a lot less interesting in terms of what happened. And if you take a step back and think what would be the twist of this story, you'd probably guess what's real, potentially at least a bit of what's really going on and who was doing this. And you're just kind of left empty. There's some really brutal moments and emotional moments throughout the first 2/3 of this film, and the third act just throws us all out the window. It even leads up to an ending that is so just sequel baiting. And even like the final shot is so like it's horrible CGI background and just silly and ridiculous. And you're just sitting there like, why did I invest the first 60 minutes of my experience watching this film for the last 30 minutes or even just like the last 20 minutes to pull this rug out from under me and completely undercut everything that got built up to this point just to shock me? The shock's not worth it. The shock doesn't work. And it really zaps all of the energy and the thrills and the foreboding atmosphere about it, and just leaves this film kind of in shambles by the end, and leaving our main character in shambles as well. And you're just like, maybe that wasn't worth it. If you're really into crime thrillers like this, and you're adventurous in terms of potentially, like, would this twist potentially work for me? Go check it out. It's on VOD right now. But in the end, this just turned out to be a film with a lot of promise and some good, charismatic actors in it that just kind of let you by the wayside to try to trick you and try to shock you. But those are my thoughts on Damaged. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.